Ohio State's Biological Sciences greenhouse sits on top of a campus parking deck.
This facility was built in 1993. We've got 24 different zones covering 15,000 square feet of space. We are pretty much evenly split between teaching and research purposes. And as far as our teaching space, that's where our collection is. We've got 1,200 different species of plants representing approximately 120 different plant families.
Some of the plants in the greenhouse collection are common, and some are rare or endangered. But regardless of the familiarity of the plant, and despite the remoteness of the greenhouse, Joan Leonard, the greenhouse coordinator, loves to engage with the community about the plants in the greenhouse.
Actually, we address all three missions of the university: teaching, research, and outreach in all of our programs. Like I said, we have about half of the space dedicated to research space, the other half to teaching. We do a lot of outreach programs. Schools will come here to visit, and we also do outreach programs where we go out into the community, things like Green Halloween, Biocide Days, Scarlet and Gray Ag Days.
Some of the plants in the collection have taken an interesting path to get to the greenhouse.
We have plants that come in through the Plant Rescue Center, which is run by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. All these plants are plants that have been seized because they've come through the country illegally. They don't have the proper permitting, or there may be something else with them that doesn't allow them to be imported in. And when these plants are seized, if they're rare or endangered species, we really don't want to destroy them, so they're distributed to plant rescue centers around the country. And when they come to our facility, we have to make sure that they're properly labeled, and for 45 days we keep them isolated before we integrate them into our collection, and then we can use them as a part of our collection for teaching and outreach programs.
Other plants are grown from seed. In fact, one of the more famous plants in the greenhouse was started from a seed about 9 years ago, and it was the subject of much anticipation in the spring of 2011.
So one of the more unique plants that we have in our collection is the Titan arum. Scientific name is Amorphophallus titanum. Another common name for it is corpse flower. And the reason for that name is because when the bloom opens, it's the largest inflorescence in the world, and it also happens to smell really, really bad. So the Titan arum will go dormant for anywhere from 3 to 6 to 9 months. You just never know how long it's going to stay dormant. And then when it comes out of dormancy, it either has an individual leaf, which would be, this is an individual leaf that comes up from the tuber, which is underground, or it has an inflorescence. And an inflorescence is a whole bunch of flowers just all packed in together. It almost looks like a solitary flower, but actually there's individual flowers within it. So our Titan arums are about 9 years old. They're just about old enough to start blooming for us. So when they come out of dormancy, we'll have to wait and find out if we have a flower or not.
Joan believed that such an unusual event would be a great opportunity for outreach, and she saw a high-tech way to share the experience with as many people as possible.
Because the occurrence of these is very rare for them to bloom in cultivation, when we do have this bloom, we would probably like to put a webcam on it so that visitors who can't make it to our facility to watch it bloom, the flower is only open for 24 to 48 hours, so it's not a very long period of time that it does bloom, that from afar, visitors from around the world can look in and watch our Titan arum bloom.
Finally, in late April, the Titan arum did bloom. As Joan anticipated, public interest was huge. 5,300 people visited the greenhouse and got to see and smell the 5.5-foot tall bloom. But thanks to Joan's foresight, a webcam, and the network in the greenhouse, which, while climate controlled, isn't a climate that might be considered optimal for networking, thousands more from around the world were able to experience the first documented Titan arum grown from seed to bloom in Ohio.